Hi, this is Karen from Cardio Golf, and I'm here at the 19th Tee Lounge where I teach golf in Mooresville, North Carolina. And today I want to give you some simple exercises to help improve your swing away from the golf course. I know you don't have a lot of time to play or practice, so these are things you can do at home, so when you do go play and practice, the swing will feel natural. All right, let's get right into it. The most important thing that you can practice away from the golf course is your grip, because you want to get to the course and be able to work on other things. So you don't want to be messing with your grip. So you want to make sure that you know how to place your hands on the club. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. You want to place your hands on the club so that it allows you to square that club face at impact. I would like to see you use a neutral grip, and I love these molded practice grips. These are great. I have a link to my Amazon store where you can buy it. You can put it on a golf club or just use it like this, and this is the simplest way to feel the grip. I'm a right-handed golfer, so that left hand goes on first. When I look down at my hands, I can see two knuckles and that little V that thumb and forefinger form point to the right side of my face. Now, because my hand is lower on the club, when I put my right hand on, my right shoulder is going to be lower, and I just wrap my fingers around the grip and my thumb, and now that V that this thumb and forefinger form on this right hand is parallel, and that is going to put the grip more in the fingers. My hands are turned slightly to the right since I'm a right-handed golfer, and this grip allows me to rotate my forearms, hinge my wrist, hold the angle, and square the club face at impact. So practice your grip away from the golf course so that it'll feel comfortable when you go play or practice and you don't have to mess with it every single time. Get yourself a molded practice grip like this. Get yourself the Shorty Practice Training Club. Hold it while you're watching golf on TV and just practice getting into your grip. So when you go play or practice, you can go ahead and get your club, get your grip, and it feels comfortable and you don't have to think about it. Another thing that you can practice away from the golf course is your setup, making sure that you are really secure with how far you stand from the ball, how you want to position yourself. Again, if you get this down pat away from the golf course, then when you get to go play or practice, you don't have to think about these things, and instead you can think about shaping your shot or trying to hit the ball further or whatever you're trying to accomplish for the day. So when you take your grip, ideally, as you set the club to the ball, you want to set your club down first to the ball and then adjust your feet second. And you want to have a fist and a thumb from the butt end of the club to your thigh. Where people go wrong, I see a lot of this, is that they set their feet first and then they try to reach for the ball. Well, now they might be too close or too far away. So this way, if you set your club first and then you can adjust your body second, and then this is just a quick little way to measure. You want to make sure you have a fist and a thumb, so you don't want to be too far away or too close. And this position would be the same with whatever club you have. So now you can see I have a longer club, and I'm going to do that same thing, put the club down first and then adjust, and you can see I still have a fist and a thumb. So just because it's longer doesn't mean you need to stretch your arms out longer, or if it's shorter, go closer. So ideally, you want to set up the same to all your clubs, and that's just a quick little easy way to make sure you're positioned correctly. Even though you're not hitting balls to a target when you're practicing at home away from the golf course, you can still practice your alignment. So always have an alignment stick or a club or something to represent your target line. And then when you set up, you always want to try to have your target in line. So then you would position your club face behind the ball and then position your body so that you're parallel to your target line. So then if you wanted to get another club, you could just position that club on the ground and practice setting up, making sure your alignment, your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders are square to your target line. So I use the CardioGolf Slope a lot for my alignment. You can see you could put that down And now you can use this as a really good visual as your alignment tool. You want to be parallel, so you'll see if your feet are pointed one direction and your shoulders are pointed another direction. You want to make sure you're set up parallel to your target line, and when you do all your exercises, you swing down your target line. And do that away from the golf course so that when you go play or practice, setting up square to the ball, to your target, will feel comfortable. So something else you can do away from the course that will really help you with your setup is just positioning your body in the correct angles. Where I see a lot of people go wrong is they set up to the ball and they have a lot of knee flex and their weight in their heels and their spine is too vertical like this. Well, this is not going to allow me to turn my shoulders around my spine. You know, I'm going to be very armsy. So ideally, you want to hinge from your hips. So I'm just placing this club across my hips right here. And I'm going to try to keep my back relatively stable and straight and hinge from my hips. You can see that tilts me over. That gets my spine in a good angle. All right, from here, then I can add a little knee flex. And then from here, I can just let my arms hang down. And now this is going to help me turn my shoulders around my spine, make a good turn. If you're set up with all your weight in your heels, a lot of knee bend like this, it's going to be very hard to turn correctly. Now, you don't want to be bent over like this either, so just take your club, put it on your hips like this with your knees straight, hinge from your hips, try to keep a nice spine line with your neck and spine aligned. And then from here, just drop the club and just let your arms hang naturally like this. If I were holding the club, I would be like a fist and a thumb from the butt end of the club away to my thigh. And now from here, this is going to be easier for me to turn in both directions. So then you can just practice that with your club. So you would set up to the ball first, hinge from your hips, and then adjust your feet and add a little knee bend. And now you're the correct distance from the ball, and it's going to be easier for you to make a good turn. So this is my CardioGolf Slope. You guys have seen it before. We rehearsed those uphill and downhill lies. I like to use this as an alignment tool, and this is also going to help with our takeaway. So if I set this slope up towards my target line and I set up in front of it like this, ideally, as you want to swing back, you want to keep your club head moving and your body turning for a nice wide takeaway. So you can see the club head kind of works over and inside the slope. So halfway back, you can see this club is parallel to my slope line. So you don't want to go back like this, and you don't want to whip it inside too quickly. So this is a good drill. You kind of put your butt end of the club into your belly and extend your arms so you can see this nice wide takeaway. See how the club head goes over the slope, and then at the halfway back point right here, this comes away from my belly a little bit. And look, this club is perfectly parallel and perfectly parallel to the slope. So I'm not rolling the face open. I'm not keeping the club face closed like this. I'm just letting it naturally rotate. So if I turned around this way, you could see that club face would be square. That's just a good little checkpoint. So here's your nice wide takeaway. You want to use a little bit of your body as you rotate, and then your arms would swing up, and that would get you in a good position at the top of your swing. So use your slope to kind of just feel the path go over and swing up. So you don't want to go back like this or whip it inside too quickly. Here's a great drill to help you with your backswing. So where I see a lot of people go wrong is maybe due to flexibility, lack of flexibility, or they just don't know how much they need to turn. I see a lot of arms swing like this, a lot of arms bent at the top. So there's not a lot of turn with the torso. There's not a lot of weight shift. So this is a great exercise to get you to feel what you want to feel like at the top of your swing. So you're going to find a wall and then set up maybe about one hand away from the wall like this and get into your golf posture without a club. Now from here, you want to try to keep your lower body relatively still. You don't want to use a lot of leg action. And you want to turn your back to the target and try to touch the wall with both of your hands like this. So you can see it's a big stretch right here. So keep looking down at where a ball would be. So try not to look and turn like this. You can see that's not going to give you that resistance. You want to look at where the ball is and see if you can touch the wall with your back, and that'll really get you the feeling of how far back you need to turn with your torso. Another easy way to practice your backswing is to get on an upslope. So this is my CardioGolf Slope. So when you're on an upslope, you can see your spine is tilted a little bit away from the target. You're not leaning into it. And then just take some practice swings, feeling rotation. And at the top of your swing, you're trying to stretch your hands as far away from your front toes as possible. So the slope helps you feel how you can rotate and load your weight into your back side. So you don't want to straighten up and lean forward this way. So this is a great way to feel a nice, good turn at the top of your swing. Rehearse this a lot. And then when you get on a flat surface, you want to keep that same feeling of a nice stretch and a turn. You don't want to just lift your arms like this. It's important to square the club face at impact, and you do that with a combination of a good grip, forearm rotation, and body rotation at the moment of impact. So I just had this big kids club here so you can see the club face. So ideally in the golf swing, there's rotation on the downswing with your forearms. So at the moment of impact, you can keep that club face square. So if you go through like this, that club face is open, it's going to go to the right if you're a right-handed golfer. If you go through like this, stop your body, that club face is closed. So you can use the leading edge of your CardioGolf Slope to help you with your club face position. So again, warning, this is hard plastic. Do not hit this hard. This is just for illustration. You can put your club head up against the leading edge right here just to give you something to aim to, and then do super slow motion swings and practice coming down and getting the club face square. So you can see I look different at impact than I did at address. My weight shifting, my head's over the ball. I'm rotating the face square. My hands are a bit ahead. So this would be wrong like this. So if I did that, look at impact, where's that ball going to go? Way off to the right. I don't want to stop my body and turn my hands over. So just by practicing getting into an impact position, see how slow I'm doing it? I'm not doing it fast, and I'm just rehearsing my impact position. You can do that away from the golf course, and if you do that enough times, then this move will become natural and it'll feel good. If you struggle with that over-the-top move where that club tips over and comes from the outside to the in, and you may hit a slice or a pull, so use your wall again for this drill. So you're going to set up into your golf posture and then make your good turn like you've been practicing. All right, now to start the downswing, as you shift your weight, you want your fingertips to slide down the wall first. It's a small micro movement down first. So if you get to the top like this and go like this, your hands go away from the wall, then you see you're going to come from the outside. So practice this little micro movement right here. Big stretch, and then shift your weight, slide down. Once your hands slide down the wall a couple of inches, then you're from the inside, and now you can rotate through and strike your shot. So you wouldn't go like this and keep coming from the inside. Once you get on plane, just a little finger drag, then you go ahead and rotate through, square that club face. If you don't have access to an indoor simulator, you can always use your Shorty Practice Training Club and your CardioGolf Slope to help you simulate golf course conditions. So this slope is sloped like a fairway, so you can practice those uphill and the downhill lies, you know, like the ones that you get on the golf course, but there's nowhere ever to practice. And the Shorty Club is short so that you can swing inside. You're not going to hit the ceilings or the walls. So you can take practice swings and rehearse your swing so that it feels comfortable, so when you do go play or practice, you don't have to think about your grip, your setup, your swing positions. You can get yours at cardiogolf.com. Just by rehearsing your follow-through will help you finish in balance. So away from the golf course, make lots of practice swings and try to hold your finish. You can even see my shadow here in the screen. So I've kept my spine angle. I haven't raised up out of my spine angle. I didn't lose my balance. So just practicing holding your finish will help you improve your balance, and that's something that's really going to help you increase your club head speed. So there you have it, a few things that you can do away from the golf course to help you improve your game. Promise you, if you do these things and they become comfortable, then when you get to the golf course, you can work on scoring. You don't have to think about your grip or your setup. So use your Shorty Practice Training Club and your CardioGolf Slope to practice away from the golf course, and I promise you that's going to help you improve your game.